guess we hear the word bombshell like way too much now when it comes to media, independent media. And I'm going to use this word because this is bombshell. This is crazy. I didn't even know this. But Dominion Voting Machines was just bought out by a conservative group, an ex GOP guy. What does this mean? Let's look into it real quick. And by the way, thank you for watching. This is what I would call bombshell. You know, you hear this, like I say, this term gets thrown around a lot now because they want clicks. They want them clicks. But this was more important to me talking about it as far as like, you know, how the new narrative is going to be rolled out when it comes to the accepting of voting machines. Because, you know, Democrats are mad because, you know, you had a conservative base wanting to go to paper ballots, something more secure than Dominion type machines. Well, a GOP dude has bought this out, and you know, I'm seeing it on mainstream stuff just now starting to pop up, and we'll facilitate that. And then I'll look into some of the more deeper aspects of it. We'll make it really really quick. But MSN right here, MSN, former GOP election official, buys Dominion voting system, says he'll push for paper ballots. This is a good sign. So, and you're going to hear pushback because they're going to say, "Oh, they're going to rig the election for the GOP, and now the elections are really going to be rigged." These machines were secure. It's computer, guys. You can't do that. These things aren't. They're not supposed to. It's just so weird. I mean, especially now you're going to say, "Well, what's your proof?" All the lefties that hate watching my channel, fine, whatever. But if you actually look into what really happened in 2020, you can tell that something really did happen that was very manipulated. And I'll leave it at that for just YouTube's friendly interaction. So Dominion voting machines, the election vendor that was originally, by the way, owned by a dude in Canada, was falsely accused of manipulating the election in 2020, and now it's being sold and rebranded as Liberty Vote, effective immediately. Wow, that's pretty. Scott Leyendecker, you know, please forgive me for butchering that name up, but the founder of Missouri-based election technology company, who previously served as Republican director for the St. Louis City Board of Elections, purchased the company this week for an undisclosed sum, according to the press. We don't know how much it was paid, but anyhow, but as today, Dominion is gone. Liberty Vote assumes full ownership and operational control. The press release reads, I wonder what kind of effect that's going to have on some of the lawsuits they've been trying to push on Mike Lindell. Does that mean those things are null and void now? Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? I don't know. That's very interesting to think about. But Leyendecker says he wants to use the renamed company to restore public confidence in the U.S. electoral process. Liberty now has vowed to be bipartisan as it works with Reshape Dominion's image, and Dominion's election products were used by millions of U.S. voters across 27 states last year. Dominion's founder and CEO John Paulus confirmed in a one-sentence statement provided to CNN on Thursday that Liberty Vote has acquired Dominion Systems. Blah 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 blah. So the company's new owner laid out 4 goals, many of which align with Trump administration, that they argue will restore the U.S. elections confidence, or restore the trust and all that. So the main being a very heavy emphasis on paper ballots. Liberty Vote is committed to delivering election technology that prioritizes paper-based transparency, security, and simplicity, so that the voters can be assured that every ballot is filled with accurately and fairly committed. Fairly committed, Leyendecker says. And I like the way that sounds. I do. Now, you go on to places like Twitter and whatnot. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. They're not talking about it, but the ones they are on the left, and they're screaming and hollering that, oh my goodness, there's going to be a big, huge, you know, rigged election now is what they're saying. Well, I mean, like I said, you know, I like to see that first. You know, I wonder how they're going to be able to incorporate paper and electronic together. It's just pretty strange here, and you got a lot of, like I say, Daily Beast, Republican buys 2020 voting firm, gives it to MAGA. That's what it says right here on the headlines. Let me show you a little bit on the Twitter side of things. Kind of get it rolling here on the Twitter side. I believe is that Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau making out? Trudeau? Huh. Anyhow, that's pretty wild. So this was, you know, some of the stuff that I just pulled up earlier, and he got some. What is this? What? what is this? A 6-minute video. So it looks as this is a Twitter person. It looks as though Dominion Voting Machines was bought by CEO Scott Leyendecker. It will now be U.S. owned, which is promising. Handmade handmarked paper ballots. Huh, pretty wild. By the way, thank you for watching this Ratchet Production Studio.
Oh my! I'm late to this news! Apparently, Dominion has been bought by a patriot. First learned about this through this sweet lady.
Am I reading this correctly? This article from The Hill that was quietly published late yesterday
Big ass glasses.
on 9 October. Headline: Dominion Voting Systems sold and renamed Liberty Vote.
Her name is Karen Kennedy. She's awesome. You should go and check her out. Anyways, she was saying, this is like one of the hottest stories right now, and nobody's talking about it. Kind of like nobody's talking about the federal coup that's happening by federal employees right now either. But I digress. You asked for help. Here it is. Like Jake said, how will Democrats cheat now? Dominion is gone. Missouri-based Liberty Vote just bought out Dominion Voting Systems in what's being called a historic shift. U.S.-owned, promising hand-marked paper ballots, domestic staffing and software, third-party audits, CEO Scott Leyendecker, a new chapter for America.
Not bad. I got his name kind of right. I just watched this video for the first time. Okay, well, and like, this is a dude freaking out, as a lefty freaking out. And he's all like, I'm really pissed off. But, okay, so, and here's how it rolls out with me. Oh, good gracious. Here's how it rolls out with me. I don't want a manipulated election. I want free and fair elections. I don't want a lump-sided one-way thing here. I would love to see everything be just fair as possible, open and transparent, but it's secure at the same time. It's really hard to do that with electronic voting machines. It just really is, especially if they can be hooked to the internet. We've seen this time and time again. So I don't know how this is going to all play out at the end. It's very interesting, and I'm hopeful that it will become more of that. And I know that our side is more, we're in line with free and fair. We want free and fair. Nobody on our side wants the upper hand because we don't need the upper hand. Our ideology is sustainable, and it actually proves for a longevity in life, so we don't have to sell our ideas on lies and deceit and anger and violence. So basically, if we just had it free and fair, it's an open and shut case. And then that would make the other side have to become more aligned as far as like kind of rein in their really crazy crap. Anyhow, guys, let me know what you think about this video. Is this not some crazy bombshell news? Please let me know. Comments in the sections below. Have a good one. Thank you for watching Ratchet Production Studios. We are out.